so much for joining me this morning, Carly, here in Sass Place. I'm really excited to have you as our next guest on Be the Drop.
Thank you.
And I see you've brought in your item of significance, and that's something that connects you with your community here in Sass Place.
Yeah, so I'm a big quote person, and this is one of the big quotes that I have up in Sass Place at Parkside. So she believed she could, so she did, which is very much not just about sort of my journey, but also about what I really instill in the women that are in our community. So it's all about believing in ourselves, and when we do, we can make things happen. And then with the support of the community that we've got here, and the girls have that behind them as well, it really is something that resonates. So I have quotes up in all my locations. It's a big thing for me. It's a big motivational tool that I use. So yes, this is my little item of significance.
So we touched a little bit about Sass Place and your community of women that you're building here, but can you just tell us a little bit more about who they are?
I like to refer to the women that are part of Sass Place as female change makers. So basically they're women who are either running businesses, or they may be in not-for-profits or in corporate, or they may even be women who are just sort of searching for where they want to go next. And they're women who are making change, whether it be in their families, in their communities, or in some cases we've had women that are part of the community that are making global change. So the women in the community, really diverse mix, all South Australian. We're very much passionate South Australians in Sass Place. And yeah, female change makers are who we have inside, and in terms of in our physical spaces, and also our virtual community as well.
With this proactive and engaged group of women that you've built, what is it that you think unites them, and how are you a part of that?
Yeah, so, you know, at the crux of Sass really is this level of support, and it's a genuine support and wanting to see one another succeed. And as I mentioned before about that whole village concept of having a group of women that you can be vulnerable with, and you feel less alone. Like when you see someone who's, you know, struggling financially in their business, or, you know, they've just lost a big client or something, you can go, you know, I was there, you know, 6 months ago, or I've been there, it'll be okay, you can make it through. When I had my second son last year, you know, I was at a point where I thought, I don't know if I can do this. He was 3 months old, and I'm like, I don't know if I can keep doing this. And I had one of the girls reach out to me, and she said, look, I was in that position after the birth of my second child, and she's like, I promise you it will get better. She's like, don't give up now. And, you know, what are we, 15 months on, I'm like, oh, I'm so glad that she reached out to me on that day and said to me, don't give up, because otherwise I may not be here. I'll get teary now.
Oh, I mean, and to me, that's just the amazing that you've obviously created a very meaningful, a really powerful community. Thank you so much for joining me this morning, Carly. And in conclusion, I'd like for you to share with us Carly's Be the Drop tip. So that's your top communication tip.
Yeah, I think my most important thing is to be yourself. I think just being authentic and genuine in who you are, and actually doing something because it's important to you and you're passionate about it, I think enables that message to come across without you needing to force it. So be yourself is probably my biggest tip for communication.
That's your Be the Drop tip.
Yeah, it is.
Well, thank you so much, Carly.
Thank you.